Hello, my radiant Leos, my beautiful, courageous lions and lionesses of the zodiac. Welcome back to Cosmic Wisdom. I am so deeply honored that your spirit has guided you to this very space at this very moment. Take a slow, deep breath with me and feel into the truth that your presence here is no accident. There are no chance meetings in the cosmos, and there is no video that appears on your screen without a profound soul-level reason. In truth, you have felt something shifting for a long time now, haven't you? Not in the world outside, but in the very core of your being. It may have started as a quiet intuition, a subtle feeling you couldn't quite name. Perhaps you've been seeing repeating numbers, catching them on the clock, or on license plates, feeling a little wink from the universe. Maybe you've had vivid dreams of people or places from your past, waking with a sense of a message that you couldn't quite grasp. You've sensed that something significant is drawing near, even though no one has spoken a word of it. Today, my beautiful Leo, it is not I who am speaking to you. It is your own magnificent soul, finally hearing the echo of its own powerful voice, as everything you once avoided or ignored is now being illuminated in a brilliant, undeniable light. Before we journey into the heart of this incredible transformation, let us anchor our energy together and declare to the universe that we are ready for this magnificent shift. This is our sacred space of co-creation. So I lovingly invite you to join our Cosmic Wisdom family, our pride of souls, walking this path of awakening together. First, if you haven't already, please do press that beautiful subscribe button and ring the notification bell. In doing so, you are telling the universe you are committed to your growth and you will never miss these life-altering messages we create just for you. And second, in the comments below, I want you to claim the power of this moment by typing, "Do you believe in lucky numbers?" Tell us yours in the comments. Feel the power in those words as you write them. You are setting a profound intention, opening the doors of your heart to the miracles that are already unfolding. Now let us begin with the first part of this journey, the warning of the soul. There are monumental changes happening in the unseen realms, shifts in the very fabric of your reality that you cannot yet perceive with your physical eyes. They do not arrive with a loud roar. They come in the quiet spaces in between. Have you found it harder to sleep lately, your mind racing at night? Or perhaps you feel a deep soul tiredness for no apparent reason. At times, do you look into the mirror and see a stranger looking back, wondering, is this radiant, powerful being still me? Do not be afraid, my dear Leo. You are not losing control. You are not losing your mind. You are being called back to the throne of your own heart. A great teacher once said that the heart knows long before the eyes can see, and the divine whispers in the heart of those who are willing to listen. Whether you believe in a specific spiritual path or simply in the power of the universe itself, what is happening is undeniably real. An old layer of your energetic reality is breaking open. An entire cycle of your life, a story you have lived for years, is collapsing in silence. And you, my magnificent Leo, are one of the first souls to feel this seismic shift. Not because you are weak, but because your heart is the most courageous and sensitive instrument in the zodiac. Not because you are easily wounded, but because you came into this world to embody the power of love, of light, and of authentic expression, to touch the very soul of life itself. You have been putting on a brave face for a long time, haven't you? You've felt these shifts internally, but you've kept your performance going, thinking that if you spoke of what you truly felt, they might call you dramatic, or worse, that your kingdom might crumble. But what you feel, that inner stirring, is the most sacred guidance you have. You are changing, Leo, not because anyone is forcing you to, but because your soul, your brilliant, radiant soul, can no longer pretend. The situations you once endured, the relationships you turned a blind eye to, the compromises you made, where you said, "It's okay," are now returning to your awareness. They are not here to hurt you. They are here as messengers, as divine catalysts to help you awaken. A higher, more magnificent version of yourself is calling you home, and the powerful intuition you are feeling is the signal flare from the universe. That call doesn't come from the outside world. It comes from the deepest chamber of your royal heart, where your truest essence resides. Do you hear it? That call does not rush you to act. It simply whispers with the power of the sun. It is time to look directly at your truth. And the truth is this: you are no longer the person you once were. You no longer fit into the old roles, the old friendships, the old definitions of success. You no longer wish to force your magnificent, expansive self into boxes that have become far too small. Perhaps you feel a growing disconnect from people you once cherished, a feeling of being a stranger in the very life you so carefully constructed. Perhaps you are standing at a major crossroads, a place where the old path has ended, and you have no idea which new direction to take. But do you know something, my beautiful friend, that is the most powerful sign of all? It is not a sign of being lost. It is the undeniable sign that a profound transformation is beginning. When a soul is about to enter a new, more expansive cycle, it will make everything from the past feel heavy, restrictive, and out of alignment. In these moments, it can feel like no one understands, like no one sees the battle you are fighting within. But you are not alone. Behind you are the ancestors of your royal lineage, 1,000 lifetimes of courage. Above you are your spirit guides, watching over you with immense love. And within you is a brilliant solar light that has never ever gone out. It's just that you have forgotten how to let it shine for you instead of for everyone else. So if lately you have found yourself feeling waves of emotion, even crying without knowing why, if you feel that something or someone is about to leave your life, please do not cling to it. Do not be afraid. Do not call it a loss. Because sometimes the universe is not taking something away from you. The universe is lovingly, powerfully returning you to yourself. You may feel like you are walking through a heavy storm, but you, Leo, did not come here to hide from the rain. You came to be the one who learns to roar in the thunder, to dance in the downpour, and to keep your own heart warm with the fire of your unbreakable spirit. If what you have just heard makes something deep inside your heart tremble with recognition, let it be the reminder that you are seen, you are understood, and you are not alone on this sacred journey. Let the next part of our journey take you to the first great test on this path of rebirth, the test of money value and the gilded cage. Remember, money is not just a number. Right now for you, it is a divine invitation to look at yourself, your worth, and your freedom once again. My dear Leo, there is a kind of temptation that never arrives with a roar. It comes with a quiet, alluring smile. It presents itself wearing the mask of a golden opportunity, a sum of money, a promotion, or an offer that feels almost impossible to refuse. And do you know the strangest thing? Not every blessing is wrapped in pure light. Not every offer that arrives at what seems like the perfect time is a gift from the universe. Some forms of abundance come not to liberate you, but to test the courage of your heart. The universe is asking you a profound question right now. Will you dare to turn down a gift that arrives a little too easily, one that has hidden strings attached? Will you be awake enough to discern what is a true reward for your soul versus what is a trap for your ego, beautifully wrapped in silk? And praise, will you have the courage to say no to something that offers you external security and applause if it means compromising the brilliant truth of who you are? Spiritual masters have always taught that there are two kinds of wealth: the wealth of the world, which is fleeting, and the wealth of the soul, which is eternal. A wise person knows when to give up the lesser to protect the greater. And now, your magnificent soul stands between two shimmering doors. One door calls to you with the warm, authentic light of your own inner sun. But the other door, it also shines. It shines with the false light of external validation, a reflection of the things you once dreamed of, the status, the recognition that no longer fit the expansive, authentic person you are becoming. Maybe someone will hand you a chance to make quick, easy money, but it requires you to play a role that feels hollow. Maybe an old partner or boss will return promising to take care of everything for you, but in exchange, they require you to dim your own light and follow their lead. Maybe a position will lure you with fame and an easier life, but it asks you to silence your noble heart. When these offers appear, you must ask yourself, does this lift my soul up, or is it buying my silence with comfort? Is this a throne, or is it a gilded cage? There is a kind of money, a kind of success, that when it touches your hands, your soul feels cold. It's the coldness of a choice made against your conscience, the coldness of a spirit that has lost its roar without even knowing it. You were not born to sell the magnificent truth that burns within you just to live in a fragile, comfortable palace built by someone else. The Leo soul was sent to this earth to remind the world that not everything that glitters is gold, and not everything with a high price has true value. The universe is watching you now, not to judge or punish, but to witness your strength. It is asking, my dear Leo, are you strong enough to stand in the spotlight of temptation without being blinded by it? Because the true gift, the real abundance that is meant for you, will never ever ask you to trade yourself away. The greatest wealth is not what's in your bank account. It is the profound peace and pride you feel when you look at yourself in the mirror at night, knowing you have been true to your own heart. Do you remember the last time you accepted something, a job, a relationship, a sum of money, and felt your heart grow heavy? Have you ever faced the choice between having more external validation and being more of your authentic self. And what did you choose? Perhaps you are still telling yourself, "I had no other choice." But my beautiful, powerful friend, you always have another choice. It may not be the easiest path, but it is the path that keeps your magnificent soul unbroken. You may have to walk away from a sum of money. You may have to decline what seemed like a gift from heaven. But in doing so, you will keep something that even the richest people in the world cannot always buy: your inner sovereignty and your self-respect. Today, you are being tested not to prove anything to the world, but so that the unseen world, the realm of spirit, will know that you are ready to step into your true, authentic power. And your true power does not need to shine above others. It only needs to be honest with itself. If someone is asking you to do something that feels even a little bit out of alignment with your integrity, if you are in a situation where someone else controls you with money or praise, if you are holding on to a form of security that will not let your heart rest, this is not just me warning you. This is your own soul roaring, "Stop, give me back my freedom." You do not need success that comes from fear. You do not need to live in a cycle of trading your soul for convenience. You do not need to compromise your magnificent spirit anymore. Because you are stepping into a new chapter 1, where the universe no longer rewards you with just money, but with awakening, with clarity, and with a sense of inner peace and pride that no one can ever take away from you. Remember this: Leo, true abundance will never make you feel small, and true blessings will never demand that you dim your light. If you are being called to look again at your relationship with success and value, do not turn away, because the golden gate ahead will only open for a soul that is light enough and free enough to pass through. And now we must go deeper. For what comes next requires your utmost courage. A loss, a parting, a form of death is drawing near. But before you allow fear to enter your heart, let me tell you this: this death is not an end. It is the sacred ritual that begins your new life. My dear Leo, there are endings that no one warns you about. They don't announce their arrival. Someone doesn't look into your eyes and say, "I am leaving." They just go, quietly, neatly, as if the kingdom you built together, the story you shared, was never something important in their life. You have felt this before, haven't you? Some people leave before you have time to prepare your heart. Others remain physically present, but their soul has left the conversation long, long ago. Sometimes death does not wear the shape of a final goodbye. It wears the shape of an unanswered message, a hand that once held yours, now replaced by empty air eyes that once looked at you with adoration, now suddenly hollow, and you, with your loyal and generous heart, begin to ask yourself, what did I do wrong? Was my love not enough? Was my light not bright enough? How can they just walk away? But my love, my beautiful, radiant love, it is not that you are not enough. It is that your soul has grown larger, brighter, and more magnificent, while they chose to remain in the shadows of the past. Sometimes death doesn't take a person. It only takes a shared dream that can no longer feed two souls. It takes a promise that the other person no longer has the integrity to keep. And then you stand there, the ruler of a suddenly empty kingdom, with questions that have no answers, with a dream cut in half, with a version of yourself that you once sacrificed for them. Have you ever found yourself praying in silence for them to return, yet you could not bring yourself to leave the memory of what once was? You are not going insane. You are simply walking through a sacred funeral that the rest of the world cannot see. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, never lets a soul suffer without a higher purpose. It takes away not to hurt you, but so you will not remain in a place where your brilliant light can no longer grow. Do you know this, Leo? This form of death is a silent, powerful teacher. It does not teach you through words. It teaches you through emptiness. It forces you to listen to the roar of your own heart. It removes from your hands the things your soul has clung to for far too long. Perhaps you have lost no one externally, but you are losing yourself in a way of living that is no longer true. And the universe is saying, with love, enough. Do you feel tired of playing a role for too long? Do you find yourself pretending to be fine, just so others can feel at ease in your sunshine? Do you hear your own heart whispering, I cannot bear this performance any longer? Then don't. You do not need to strain to hold on to what has already died. You do not need to keep clutching the broken pieces of a crown only because you fear having nothing left on your head. The truth is, what needs to go will go, and what truly belongs to you will never need to be chased or held onto so tightly. Death comes not to take you away, but to return you to yourself. It ends what your soul no longer needs. It forces you to look again. Is this relationship still healthy for my heart? Does this job still make my soul feel alive? Is the way I am living still true to my spirit? If the answer is no, then it is time to lovingly, courageously let it die. It is not that you are being cruel. It is that life, your magnificent life, needs space to breathe. And you need an ending to have a true beginning. Do not fear when someone leaves your orbit. Do not panic when a chapter of your life slams shut. Your soul will never let go of what still nourishes it. This death is a mirror held up for you to look into and ask yourself, what within me has grown old that I still cling to? Am I living as a ghost of my own past? Am I fearing an ending that is actually the greatest gift, the chance for a new start? You have not lost anyone or anything. You have simply completed a major cycle of your soul's evolution. And every ending is a sacred invitation for your spirit to come home. Home to your light. Home to your truth. Home to the self that no longer needs to perform to be loved. And that, my dear friend, is the very beginning of what is to come next. For after every death, there is always an invitation to be reborn. Not a new life on the outside, but a new definition of your magnificent self on the inside. If you are brave enough to look at these endings without running away, then you are ready to pass through the final gate, rebirth. Lighter, truer, and no longer needing anyone else to affirm the brilliant solar light you have carried for lifetimes. After every ending, there will always be a period of sacred silence. This silence is not meant to feel empty. It is a gift, so you can finally hear yourself again for the first time with a heart that no longer needs to perform. You have come so far, Leo, far from the people who once defined you, far from the places you once thought were your kingdom, far from the old versions of yourself you sacrificed to hold on to what you thought was love. And now you stand here at a sacred crossroads where no one can give you a map. There is no more right or wrong. There is only one simple, powerful question. What does my soul truly want? Rebirth is not about starting over from scratch. It is about starting again, but without pretending anymore. You do not need to put back on the heavy costumes and roles that once made you feel loved, but also made your spirit break. You do not need to hold on to anything or anyone just because you fear losing it. For everything you truly need, your courage, your warmth, your creativity, your love is already within you. You are the gate. You are the light. You are the return. The universe does not need you to be perfect, my beautiful Leo. It only needs you to be honest with the magnificent light that you carry. You can begin again right now, whether you feel you have failed, been abandoned, or been forgotten. No one can take away your divine right to choose again except you. So today, if you choose to let go of that person, that job, that dream, you lose nothing. You are simply returning burdens that were never yours to carry. If you choose to trust in your own light, you are not being naive. You are simply remembering the powerful creator you have always been before the world taught you to doubt your own radiance. And if you choose to love yourself again fiercely and unconditionally, that is not selfish. That is the ultimate act of gratitude to the soul that has endured so much without ever truly giving up. Oh Leo, you do not need anyone to come and save you. You have never lost your light. You have only forgotten that you are the sun. And today, I am not here to advise you, but simply to hold up a mirror and remind you of something your soul has known all along. You are allowed to live a new life. No proof is needed. No permission is required. All it takes is one step forward, back into the center of your own heart. And if today you do just one thing, let it be this: choose yourself again. No longer in the name of anyone else, no longer for anyone else's approval, but simply because you are ready to live in your truth from the deepest place of your magnificent royal soul. Thank you, beautiful Leo soul, for quietly listening to these words. Thank you for not turning away even when they touch the deepest places in your heart. May, from this day forward, you no longer walk as a performer seeking a stage, but as the keeper of your own sacred fire, the ruler of your own inner kingdom. I wish you a new journey where you no longer strain to be accepted, and where the brilliant light you carry is the very thing that heals you and in turn heals the world.